G'day, my name is Felix. Welcome to my little corner of the back rooms. Today we're checking out more 14 Days with You. Let's get into it. Now, I apologize in advance. I am recording late again today, so hopefully it should be okay, right? Hours seem to pass by in a blur, and soon enough, I find myself resting in the employees' lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterwards. Did he rent out the book I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren surely was strange, to say the least, but I had to admit that he did seem kind of cute with his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He still gave me off-putting vibes though, especially with his ever-changing personality, and if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona that he displayed felt rather forced to me. It was almost as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out himself, and I just happened to be one of his first victims. But who was I to call him out for it? That was his business if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Yeah, if he wants to, let him. Oh, hello. Felix, everything alright? It's not often I find you in here at this time. Conan, my boss, startles me as he suddenly appears in the entranceway. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to this institution, because the moment he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. Those low-life teens started causing chaos elsewhere, and the rumored gangs became few and far between. At first I thought that he might have been linked with these criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars, but then I got to know him better and found out that he held a massive soft spot for those dear to him. Though, much like Elanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner and water dispenser last week because one of his employees fainted due to heat stroke. It wasn't anything too major, but it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough about the people he hired. I doubt I could say the same about my old job in the city. Conan was also nice to chat to whenever I went to my breaks, and would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before I returned to my desk. But after realizing that I had, once again, been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking a short break. I'll be back out there soon. Take as long as you need. Don't overwork yourself. He seemed hesitant to leave. If the way he was shifting from one foot to the other was any indication, he shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more in contemplation. Have you seen Elanor? I asked her to come see me regarding the unsorted novels in the storeroom, but she's yet to show up. Oh no! Did Ren do something? Elanor? Last I saw her, she was talking to one of our patrons in aisle 8. Maybe she's still there. I'll have to check again then. Thank you. And with that, he disappeared just as quickly as he came. Oh no! But that was odd. It wasn't like Elanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It had been a while, so I figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Oh well, I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem much like a talkative person anyway. I'm so concerned. Jeez, why did my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Deciding that I wasn't going to waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko aside, I get up from the lounge and meander my way back toward the front desk again. But once I arrive, I immediately notice that my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was just like my boss had said, Elanor wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Oh no. It seems that my immediate, red flag instinct when I put my hand on Eleanor's shoulder last time might have been correct. Let us see though. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up. Certainly wouldn't be anything out of ordinary for her. Well, whatever. I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. The impact from me plopping down into my office chair causes some of the papers around me to rustle, and the bright, pink sticky note fluttering around captures my attention. Assuming it was left here by Elanor, I peel the folded note off my computer screen and read it. Angel. Unfolding it, read the following. I'll wait for you after work, but if you change your mind about our deal, just keep walking. I'll take the hint, don't worry. Oh. That stuttering guy from aisle 8. The stuttering guy from aisle 8? Couldn't help but crack a smile at the name Ren chose for himself. And before I could allow Elanor the chance to manifest behind me and tease me to Kingdom Come, I pocket the note and go back to sorting through the stack of returned books left on the desk. True to his word, I caught a glimpse of Ren patiently waiting for me on one of the benches as I pack up for the day and leave the library. From afar, he looks like an oversized puppy waiting for his owner to return from work, and admittedly, I find it rather cute, especially with how his figurative tail starts to wag upon my arrival. Ren seems all too happy to see me, but before I can even call him out on it, he offers me a bottle of water that I assumed he brought from one of the convenience stores down the street. You better not be drugging me, bro. You sure worked hard today. Now you can finally rest, huh? He's looking down at me again with a glimmer of expectancy in his eyes, so I hesitantly take the bottled water from his grasp and give him an affirmative nod of my head. Thanks. No problem. Did you want to head off now, or do you want to rest for a bit? I mean, you were standing a lot today. He seems almost lost in his thoughts now, and I wonder how he knew what I'd been doing all day. After all, I figured he would have left after he found that book, but maybe he stayed a bit longer to read. Yeah, he probably stayed. I feel like he stayed. Oh no, I'm fine, but do you think we could make a quick detour on the way? I still need to... Hello? Felix. Heyo. I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. First one belonged to Jaehyun, or was just simply Jay. A guy I had met at the university. He sat next to me during the first few days at orientation, and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around, though his extroverted and energetic personality was often hard to keep up with. But Leon, the other guy awkwardly hanging off of Jay's arm, was a different story. We had practically known each other since we were babies, but he moved away from Corlin Bay when we were still in elementary school. Oh, Ren looks a bit pissed off. I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing I'd be able to see him again. I just wish I could find the time to hang out with him, just like we used to. But I was always busy with work, and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of his sick mother in the hospital. No, not the sick mother. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey, still with us? Hey, Felix. Finally finished with work? Oh, and who's this? This is Ren. We actually met at work today. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to tell Leon, the human personification of overprotective, that I had just met the man today. What would he think if he found out I was bringing home a complete stranger? He usually rents out my recommended books at the library. Anyway, Leon, Jay, this is Ren. Ren, this is Leon and Jay. Unfortunately, these guys are my friends. It's truly unfortunate to know a handsome bloke such as myself. Leon dramatically clutches the spot above his heart as he leans further into Jay's shoulder. So you're Ren? Are you new here? I'd like to think I know everyone here in the Bay, but it seems you've proven me wrong. Yeah, I recently moved here a couple months ago. Oh, same as Felix. I'm pretty sure he moved back here 2 months ago, right? Leon looks at me for confirmation and I meekly nod my head. Oh, don't tell me he also moved here 2 months ago. Strange how I've only been back here for 2 months, and I've yet to find enough time to catch up with all my friends. What a coincidence. Oh my god, dude. Okay, hang on. Does this mean... Sorry, I think I hit my mic. Does this mean... he's followed me from the city? Or am I just jumping to conclusions? Anyway, talking about moving is boring. Do you want to come hang with us? I hardly noticed the way Ren gets shoved to the side by Jay, intentionally or not. Nor could I make out the scowl on his face as soon as the excitable man leans a little too close into my personal bubble. We were just about to head over to the club shoreline. Do you want to come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oi, I don't mind paying for him, but who said anything about paying for you? I did, just now. Thanks, Leon. You're the best. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling his gaze on me once more. You want to tag along? I really don't mind paying if you do. Sorry guys, I've actually already made plans. And do these plans have anything to do with this lanky fellow? My name is Ren. Actually, yeah, I promised I'd hang out with him today. Uh-huh. You can come clubbing with us too. The more the merrier. I'd rather not. Sorry, maybe another time. I'm kinda drained from work anyway, so... Hey, no worries, doll. Just make sure you take it easy when you get back home, yeah? He shoots me a considerate smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulder. Well then, if you'll excuse us, I gotta go find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fee. We can all catch up another time, okay? And if you need help with anything, just give me a ring, yeah? I'll watch my phone like a hawk tonight. It was nice catching up with you again, Darl. And nice meeting you too, Ron. Ron! Did he say Ron? He did! As they leave, I notice the way Leon looks Ren up and down, almost as if he was sizing him up, but Jay, like always, ignores the mood and thumps Leon in the back to encourage him to walk faster. I watch as they both throw a carefree wave over their shoulders. They both head off in the direction of the nightclub a few blocks down the street. Is it that late? That is like nightclub time? So, that wasn't awkward at all. I turn to look at Ren, but his eyes seem to be fixated on the two retreating figures. He doesn't seem to snap out of it, so I gently call out his name again. Oh, sorry. Do you wanna head back home now? In the end, we made a quick detour to the local locksmith before heading back to my apartment. So, this is my place. You'll have to excuse the mess. I wasn't expecting to have anyone over. Hey, don't worry about it. I know you're not a messy person. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I'm not saying I'm a messy person. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, how do you know that I'm not? I mean, from what I can tell, you don't really seem like the type. Nice save. Yeah, well, I hope you can still keep that image of me after you see the state of my place. His soft laughter echoes down the hallway and almost drowns out the sound of my neighbor opening her door. Oh! My little miss seems embarrassed as she jumps behind her door, clearly not expecting someone to be around at this time, but she brushes it off with a soft smile and steps outside. Hello again, Felix. We seem to be bumping into each other a lot today, huh? Oh, who's this? How do I explain to my neighbor that Ren wasn't some guy I had just met at work today? I'm certain she'd chew me out for bringing home a complete stranger, but still, didn't exactly seem like the type to murder me in my sleep. I'm not so sure about that, dude. There have been so many red flags. In fact, he seemed more like the type of guy to ask me to return his order because he asked for no pickles or something. I'm Ren. Why does he seem so mad? What the hell? Immediately, his large frame blocks my view as he steps in front of my neighbor and me, almost as if he wanted me to put as much distance between us as possible. One of his hands shoots out from inside his pocket and he gruffly offers it to Violet for her to shake. What the hell is happening? Concerned about his abrupt actions, I sidestep him and look up to gauge his expression. I'm a friend of Felix's. I see. I haven't seen you around before, though. Are you new to the area? Relax, Spy. He's not a serial killer or anything. How do you know? I don't know. I guess I'm just not a very trusting person. Very, skeptical of people, especially when they seem really sus. I don't know. At least, I sure hope he wasn't. Why did I feel the sudden urge to defend him? It wasn't like I could confidently say that he was some holy being that flew down from heaven or something. Well, definitely not. Maybe he was the one who needed to be called Angel instead. Huh? Oh well, it didn't really matter. I'm so confused. Really? Ren actually offered to stay at my place for the night in case that creep decides to come back. Oh, well, I mean, he certainly has the hide for it. I get that a lot. But don't worry, he's safe in my hands. So, The vibe I'm getting, okay, is that I might be safe. I might be safe. But anyone that gets too close to me may not be safe. The vibes that I'm getting here. Well, alright then. A friend of Felix is a friend of mine. That's sweet. But I have my eye on you, Mr. Not... Mr. Totally Not a Serial Killer. She whispers the next part to run under her breath, but clearly had the intention of letting me hear it as well. Just remember that I know what you look like now, so don't complain if you see your face plastered all over milk cartons soon enough. Well, alrighty then. Enjoy your night, and no funny business, you two. I'm off for my walk now. Toodles! Ignore her, please. Alright. Okay, but I gotta ask, was she holding a potted plant on a walk? Yes, she was. She does that. Dropping my keys into the bowl, I shrug out of my coat and drape it over one of the chairs near the entrance. Well, make yourself at home. Turning to Ren, I watch as he awkwardly shuffles about in the hallway, almost uncertain if he should come in or not. He moves to take off his shoes, and I watch in awe as he neatly stacks them next to the umbrella rack. Oh, are you the type to leave your shoes on at home? Sorry, Al. No, you're fine. Usually, I'd pop on a TV show or some anime while I chow down on some takeaway food, or even just talk with Moth until some unreasonable hour in the morning. Now that I had company over, I wasn't quite sure what to do with myself. I didn't even know what Ren liked to do in his free time. Turning to face the pink-haired man once more, I almost jumped back in fright. Clearly, I wasn't expecting him to get so close to me while I was lost in thought. I could almost feel the heat radiating from his large frame, and feel the small puffs of air leave his nostrils as he shyly leans down to look at me. So... Breathe, Felix, breathe. Was there anything you wanted to do, or... Because I usually just... Damn it. It was hard to think straight when he was standing so close to me, and wafting his stupidly strong scent of mint and fresh linen in my direction. Why was I even so attentive to the way Ren smelled? Well, I'm beginning to sound like a creep. I don't know if we're the creep. Nah, I don't really have anything I need to do. You can just go about your normal routine if you want. I'll try not to get in your way. Or you can just put me in a corner somewhere and pretend I'm not here. Whatever works for you. That would be quite rude. I'm not going to do that. No offense, but you take up much more room than you think, so I doubt that would work. Touché. Once again, I found myself being drawn in by his soft laughter, and I couldn't help but chuckle along with him. Was it always this easy talking to him? It was like we were childhood friends reminiscing about old times or something. Except the only one making it awkward now was me. Glancing back at Ren, I notice how he's still looking at me with those expectant eyes of his as he looms over me in the entryway. He obviously didn't want to do something I'd be uncomfortable with, and he couldn't really suggest anything since this wasn't his home, so I guess the choice is up to me after all. Okay, decision time. Our options are watch some television, make a late night snack, suggest getting ready for bed, or ask him to leave. We've come this far. We've come so far and lost it all. Sorry. We've come this far. Like, he's already gotten here. It feels very rude to just be like, okay, you can fuck off now. So, crossing that one off. So that I also don't want to just get ready for bed. That also seems kind of rude. So our options are watch some television or make a late night snack. Snack or television? Snack or television? What if I just do this? Close my eyes and pick. Okay, TV it is. Well then, I usually just watch TV while I get ready for bed. Do you wanna watch something to pass some time? Sounds great to me. Once we were both seated and comfortable on the couch, I picked up the remote and decided on something to watch. There wasn't much on at this time, besides some B-list horror flick, and to my surprise, I found out that Ren actually liked those kind of movies. I like horror movies. Or at least he seems to enjoy it, with the way he was hunched over in his seat, gaze intently staring at the screen as a hunt sequence begins. But I suppose I could understand the intrigue, seeing as once I glanced back at the television, I found myself completely enraptured by the suspense and overall chilling atmosphere of it all. The killer was chasing down his victim now, and I watched with bated breath as he stalked his way toward the door, cutting off the glow of the light from underneath the doorframe. Ooh. Almost smugly, like he knew exactly where his victim was hiding. The masked killer knocked on the door before letting himself in. He walks with heavy footsteps toward the edge of the bed before ever so slowly bending down, lifting the quilt up, raising his axe and... Ah! Wah! It wasn't the jump scare that got me, but rather Ren's abrupt yell. This happens when I'm playing horror games with my friend. My friend likes to watch me play horror games. We're actually playing the new Resident Evil at the moment, which is why I have not been playing it for my channel yet. The jump scares in the game do not get me. It's my friend yelling from the jump scares that actually scares me. Clenching my shirt where my rapid heartbeat thrummed against my chest, I spare a glance at the lanky man with fleeting anger in my eyes. Sorry, I wasn't. I really didn't think a cheap jump scare like that would get me. And here I thought you enjoyed watching these kind of films. I do. I guess I wasn't paying much attention at the time. I see. I didn't, in fact, see. We can change the movie if you'd like. You don't have to watch it because of me. I know you prefer watching anime anyway. Sir, what do you mean? No, I don't mind watching some scary movie if you... Huh? How did you know I liked watching anime? That side of me wasn't something I'd go around telling strangers, and I'd certainly remember if I told it to Ren. Okay, so you're starting to pick up on it. That is a little bit sus. Oh, I saw one of your posters on your wall when we came in. Attack on Giants or something, I think. Oh, right. That's awfully convenient. Oh, right. I forgot that I'd hung that up when I first moved into my apartment, but I'm surprised that he noticed it from all the way in the lounge room. He didn't! That was just a very convenient excuse. But shouldn't it be dark by now in that hallway? It's not like there were any windows to let in the moonlight, and I hadn't turned the light on yet. See? I actually like that anime too. I recently started watching it because, well, I thought it looked interesting. Sure, that's the reason you started watching it. He watches Attack on Giant? Well, now that I thought about it, it made a lot of sense. He definitely gave off hardcore vibes, and his oddly specific hairstyle and timid personality were proof of that. He's sweating. He's nervous. Then again, it really might have been a coincidence after all, but there was no harm in asking, right? Is that why you styled your hair like that? Because it honestly reminds me of one of the characters from it. He's one of my favorite characters, actually. Do you know him, Haruko? He's the sorcerer who... Come on, Felix, tone it down. This wasn't moth you were gushing to. No one needed to see this cringy side of you, although, looking at Ren, he did seem to be interested in what I had to say. I feel like I could say anything. Literally anything, and he'd be interested. But then again, he was probably just being nice. Maybe it is just a trending haircut or something. Sorry. I like Haruko too. He's very timid and sweet, isn't he? I guess that's why he's a fan favorite, huh? Do you normally go for guys like... I'm sorry. You normally go for guys like him? There's that switch in personality again. Was he always like this? I was beginning to think that it was more than just an act he was putting on. He's your type, right? Actually... get a weird sense of deja vu from his words, and I find myself thinking back to the time when Moth asked me that very same question. And now that I thought about it, Ren definitely fit the description I gave them. He had Haruko's looks and personality, but also liked to dress in that cozy, soft academia aesthetic that I liked. Has he been reading our texts? Our messages? Well, my interests were ever-changing and dependent on my hyperfixations, so I couldn't say for certain what my current type was. As if noticing my far-off stare, Ren breaks the silence by talking once more. I also... My tastes are pretty, vast. Because I also really like, Leon. I find Leon very attractive. My first ever anime crush, actually, this is very off topic. My first ever anime crush was when I watched Spirited Away, Haku, and then also Hal from Howl's Moving Castle. So, there's that. Do with that what you will. Oh, but you asked about my hair, right? I guess it does have something to do with Haruko. But at the same time, not really. I chose this hairstyle because of other reasons. Yeah, I know. I picked up on that. Well, that certainly was ominous. But before I could ask, I watched as Ren subtly tries to mask a yawn by turning his head to the side while covering his mouth. It was endearing how he tried to pass it off as though he was simply looking around the room. But I knew better. Tired? I can go get your bed set up now if you'd like. Just give me a second to pull out the air mattress. Not the air mattress. It's fine. I don't want to be a bother. I can just sleep on the floor or something. I really don't mind, honest. No! You're a guest in my house, bro. I'm not making you sleep on the floor. But I have timber flooring? Seriously, don't worry about it. It'll just be 2 seconds. I get up from my spot on the couch and make a beeline for my closet before he can respond. And yet I barely got 3 meters away before I could hear the heavy, telltale footsteps of Ren following him close behind me once more. Almost like a lost puppy. Oh my god, dude. It was honestly kind of cute. Pebbles does that. The ginger cat. I don't know if I've shown you guys Pebbles. She follows me around the house like that. It's very cute. Shaking my head to dismiss those thoughts, I pull out my trusty air mattress from the closet and begin setting it up in the lounge room. That is, until I found out that it had a massive gaping hole in the side. Who the... Those damned those damned rats. I swear if I had the chance to move apartments, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But until then, I'll continue to send complaint after complaint to that good-for-nothing landlord. Really, I don't mind sleeping on the floor. You're not sleeping on the floor! And like I said, I have uncomfortable timber flooring, unless... My hallway as a carpet is crazy. I have a couch. He's kind of tall though. Okay. You can share my bed. They've made it kind of very obvious that he's tall, so I don't really want to make him sleep on the couch if he's not gonna fit. So you can share my bed. Just please don't do anything creepy. Wow, did I really just suggest that? And where did I suddenly get so much confidence from? I just feel bad making him sleep on the couch. At that, I could feel my entire face flush, and I could barely spare a glance at Ren to notice that he was sporting a similar demeanor. Sorry, I don't know why No, I don't mind. It's just, is that really okay with you? I don't want to make you uncomfortable by invading your personal space, and I really don't mind sleeping on the floor. You're not sleeping on the floor. That's final. No, it's fine. I'm the one who asked you to do this favor in the first place, so I owe you. After showing Ren into the bathroom to freshen up and changing into my own pajamas in the laundry room, I met him in the middle, and we both made our way to the right bedroom. I didn't bother flicking on the light, knowing fully well that I'd be busy ignoring his presence next to mine by pretending to be asleep. So instead, I awkwardly lead him in before turning to face him in the darkness. You can just pick whichever side you prefer. I prefer the left side. I went to check my bed to double check, but I prefer the left side. You first. Oh, but maybe I should be the one closest to the door, just in case. He really didn't need to be so considerate, but nevertheless, I took my side on the left. Yes! I took my side on the left and slowly slipped underneath the sheets. It must have looked forced, but I awkwardly pat the empty space next to me and shoot Ren a crooked smile. He slowly makes his way over and joins me underneath the covers. And before he could even say anything, I slammed down a pillow between us. Thump. Just in case I roll over or something, I'm known to be a cuddler in my sleep. Oh, that's fine. I'm the same, I think. You think? I mean, no one's told me yet, but I've woken up to my limbs tangle around my pillow more times than I can count. I see. Yeah. Great. Now it's awkward again. But being this close to Ren, I could smell his scent once more and it felt almost comforting. I had to fight the urge to roll over onto my side and face him, or rather, the pillow once more. The bed dips as Ren moves around to get comfortable, and I find myself wondering what he might be looking at right now. Was it my ceiling, the pillow between us, or was he laying on his side and facing the wardrobe? Why was I so concerned in the first place? Sure, I suppose I did find him rather interesting. But that didn't really explain why I wanted to look at his face one more time. Did I want to get closer to him? Or was I just curious about what the stranger was currently doing in my bed? Ren? His response is almost immediate, and it felt as though he was waiting with bated breath for me to talk. The bed dips under his weight before his crown of pink hair comes into view, and I silently stare back at him in the dark. There seemed to be some unspoken tension between us, and I had to fight the urge to act upon it. Oh my god. What exactly was I feeling, and why did I want to find out? Well, on that note, we're going to leave this here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This is a bit of a longer episode than usual, so let me know what you think. As always, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.